What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Root of the Matter podcast. I'm your host, Malachi Walden, and before we begin, let me just say I apologize to all of my fans, all of my listeners and viewers for the hiatus that I took. You know, we had a good run, we had a good start, but school, the pandemic, everything just really got, in the way of things. And also I took a break because I wanted to focus on the production aspect. I wanted to make sure that I was giving everyone quality content, something that is conducive for the type of audience that you all are. And I wanted to make sure that I was really cranking out good content, good production, everything to make sure that the podcast was what I said that it was going to be. And I hope that it is. But we're back and we're so much better. So I wanted to kick off the reboot episode with some of my favorite people talking about some very, very, very tough subjects. And we're going to get down to the root of the matter here today. I hope y'all ready. Y'all ready? All right, so let me introduce who I have with me today. To my left, I have my brother from another mother. My main man, 50 grand, pots and pans.
Yes, sir.
If you know me, you know. If you know me, you know him, bottom line, okay? My brother, Jonathan Butler. Tell us what's up, man.
All right, man. So I'm Jonathan Butler. I'm 21 years old. I'm from Augusta, Georgia. I currently reside in Seattle, Washington, and I'm in the United States Army, and I'm a 92 Alpha. If y'all want to know what that means.
No, 92 Alpha.
Automated logistics specialist.
All right, to my right, I have my girlfriend for a very, very, very long time. It's 4 years.
Beautiful.
Anyways, Jordan, tell us what's up.
So my name is Jordan. I'm from Augusta. I'm 21. I go to Georgia State in Atlanta, and I'm a psychology major. After school, I want to be a psychologist.
Excuse me. And to her right is her best friend. This is my best friend.
Cousin.
Cousin.
Cousin, yeah.
Thank you.
Whatever. Anyways, it's her cousin, and actually she's the reason. She's the reason why we're together. She threw me the assist. I came in, shot the shot, swept her off her feet. The rest is history.
Mind blown ever since.
Mind blown ever since. But anyway, Sister Johnson, tell us what's up.
Hey. My name is Ayana Johnson. I'm from Augusta, Georgia. I'm 21 years old. I'm currently enrolled at Georgia Southern University in Statesboro, Georgia. A sociology major, and after graduating, I plan to go to school again to become a licensed clinical social worker.
Good. So you all know who I have with me. Welcome to the Root of the Matter podcast, and let's get this show on the road. Let's get down to the root of the matter.
So
we're talking relationships, we're talking dating, we're talking hurt, cheating, lying, trust, all of it. And so this particular segment, I like to call this the barbershop talk versus the salon talk. You know how you go into a barbershop and, the fellas there and they're talking about an array of things. But you go in a salon and the women, they're also talking about an array of things, right? And you'll be surprised what the women talk about.
What y'all talking about?
Y'all know what
Well, we ready to find it all out. So I want to kick off this episode talking about relationships. Let's talk about relationships. How do you view relationships in our age demographic, our generation, our age group of people? How does society view relationships? Why aren't relationships lasting like the older generations, right? How can people in our age group make relationships work? Are we too young for serious relationships? And what can make or break a relationship? So first things first, let's get into how do you view relationships in our age demographic and how does society view relationships? I want to take that later.
You go first. We'll let you go first.
Me?
Yeah, it's your show.
Okay.
How do you feel about it?
It is. Thank you. So, how do I view relationships? I view relationships as sort of like a partnership between two people that wish to do this thing called life together. And, not necessarily like the whole life thing, but we're growing to know one another. We're growing to, be one another, to see how we relate and how we can grow together and do this thing called life. And society views relationships as that to an extent, but I think like in our age demographic, and y'all can chime in on this if y'all feel a certain way, but I feel like in our age group, society views relationships now as like a ticket.
Like a gimmick.
Yeah, like a gimmick or like a ticket out or like a, he has money and, something like a give me. And it's not, and it loses its flavor that way because it's not like, it's real and it's not like it's authentic. If it's more so based on like materialistic type things.
Where do you think that comes from though? Like, what do you think contributes to that?
Social media.
Yeah.
Social
media.
Yeah.
Social media plays a major part in that, and it's like what we see on social media. A lot of people, specifically in our age group, we take that as reality. And we take that as like, oh, this is what a relationship's supposed to be like.
What it's supposed to be like.
Right. Let me tell you something. You're not going to wake up with Dior and Louis Vuitton and all that stuff on the bed. You're not going to do that. Maybe later on in life, but that's not realistic, right? I'm not getting you a Lambo truck for your birthday. I would like to, but it's like it's not realistic. But a lot of times, but on the real though, a lot of times people look at the materialistic side of things and like social media, like, oh, this whole crazy type thing, or like, oh, I want a man that's XYZ, but I don't know, that's just my take on it. How do you feel?
I feel like I agree. The only thing I would probably add would be to the actual, like, how I view relationships.
Right.
To me, it's more of like, it's definitely a partnership. It's definitely doing a thing of like together, but to me, it's more so about friendship. Mm-hmm. That's really big to me, because without that, we can't.
Right.
In his life, we can't trust. We can't we have to be friends first. That's the foundation. So I agree with everything else you said. I feel like society today does view relationships very, very, very differently than like our parents. It's different. It's definitely based and moved by like media. So I agree. 100%. I don't really have much to say about that.
Yeah, it's different. I really agree with y'all, man. Partnership.
So but for us, like, what can make or break a relationship? Let's talk about that. I think we got some about it.
I feel like people just feel like the only thing that can make or break a relationship is cheating, and that's something I tell my friends all the time. Like, it's so many factors. It's like an onion. We talked about this last night. It's like an onion. There's so many different layers. There's so many other things that can.
But cheating plays a part.
No, that's
and we're going to talk about that.
Big part.
We're going to talk about that. But anyway, so look, you crying over here. What you think about it?
Okay.
What makes or break a relationship?
I think anything can, like social media, like y'all said, that can make or break a relationship. Definitely cheating. Having trust in one another.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a very quick?
To us or to like
in
the
general,
barbershop?
I just pose a question because you didn't say anything about it. So, relationship, newly, single, whatever. I feel like, okay, how do y'all feel? I'm not trying to be shady. I'm not trying to be shady because I didn't want to, categorize some of that. But anyway, so how do y'all feel about social media playing a part in your relationship? Because I'm in a relationship right now, and we have this conversation all the time where he feels like too much social media is unhealthy. But I feel like social media does influence. It does influence a lot. There's a lot going on, whatever. So I just want to know, like, how you feel.
I feel like
what's too much, what's not too much, like,
I feel like it's like a big part of our lives in general. Like, you can't really say, oh, like, I don't want you to do this because everybody uses social media. So it's like you have to figure out how that will work in your relationship. I don't feel like it's something that everybody can do the same. I feel like you have to talk to your partner about that. Like,
I think social media ties in along with insecurities as well.
Okay.
Like, me personally, I'm not insecure, but I'm like jealous. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't want to see you loving a guy picture or liking a guy picture.
She can't like a guy picture?
No. I mean, not too funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, it got to be reasonable.
I feel like you can like a picture, but if you comment in hard eyes and stuff like that, that's too far.
Way too much.
And I feel like liking a picture is doing too much to me.
I feel like it would depend on, like, your insecurities, like you said. Like, she might like a guy picture and you might not think about it. But if she like a guy picture and it's certain, like,
that picture or something like that.
No, not like that, but it's something that JB feel like, he doesn't have, or he feel like he can do better at. He might think she's looking at the picture in a different way, but really she's just
but sometimes that light means more than what it
But
means.
it can, but that's also communication. Like, I mean, you can just talk to her, ask her, like, I feel like sometimes people can look deep into something and really it's just a surface thing. Like, I just like the picture.
Yeah, but sometimes it is surface. But what if it's a little bit more to the story that's not being told?
That's not being told exactly. You're not always truthful.
You're not going to always know. You're not going to always know. And so for me,
that's truthful. But that's not.
I am.
No, not like if I'm casually scrolling down my timeline and I see somebody and I think I might not be thinking he's attractive per se. He might just be dripping.
Right.
You could just like where he's at
in the picture.
I like the scenery. It could be nice picture and I like it. I have to hear your mouth because it's something you're insecure about.
No,
That's
not
to me a
necessarily,
personal
but it's just like there are certain boundaries and there are certain lines. Like, okay, I know when it's like that, but I also know when it's like that.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You know, so it's like,
what's the determining factor?
But how do you know?
if I know that that you have some form of history with the guy, that you're liking
That's
pics
different.
and you doing all that.
That's
But see, the thing is, it may not be. You all may say, "Oh, it's just I'm not gonna kick it around." It's more to it than that.
Yeah,
It's more to it.
and pretty much, I honestly feel like this. If you like a guy picture, like you're kind of like a groupie. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's just my opinion. Like, I don't want my girl in this guy's life.
I wanted to pull
You
up
get
the
what I'm saying?
lights. How you feel about it?
I just feel like
There are no women in my life.
That's
I don't like everybody's pictures.
Yeah, no. I'm not even too.
But if I'm in a relationship,
because
I really
Instagram will
don't
tell
like.
you, say your boyfriend and 487
yeah.
people like this.
And it's also going to say, your girlfriend and whatever. You know,
So you really feel like that's you being a groupie because you like somebody?
I mean, in certain situations.
You know what I mean, bro?
In certain situations.
If you're liking a picture super
certain
fat,
situations.
you're the first to like every photo that is posted. You're the first to comment. You're the first to
And if I always see you on this
Okay.
specific guys,
Okay, okay.
It's
You're
not
doing
a
too much.
consistent thing like
You're doing
this.
too much.
But if you're just liking a picture, that's not you being a groupie.
Okay, so
Like I said, in certain situations. But social media, it really plays a big part in it. And also, to kind of switch lanes here, social media it can really bring problems in a relationship too. Because it's like, you know, when we're beefing or something like that, she's going to think all my tweets about her.
Yeah.
All anything I would post on my I just
Okay.
it's not.
Okay,
It
but
is not.
if you've been tweeting about something totally different all
Okay.
day, and as soon as we argue, you switch your whole page.
But
But my
What we're
page.
going
But
through,
here's the thing.
it's
My
about
page.
us, but you're just a
But see, my
tweet.
page is my page.
It is, but don't act like you're not talking about.
I make generalistic comments and tweets.
Yeah, but as soon as something happens, that's when you start making the ones
Now,
that
now.
relate.
But also, I feel as though when there's a rift in a relationship, right? That's when the heightened the senses. Oh, she's talking about me, and I ain't.
It is going to.
It
That's
is.
life.
Ladies,
Like,
check this out.
Okay.
Ladies, your boyfriend, whoever you talk to, it ain't always about you.
It is.
Okay, it's not always about you. Ask first. Ask for, hey, what do you mean by X, Y, Z?
That's all you got.
And they will kindly explain it to you, not just
I'm not pretending like I
you tweeting about me, you talking about
You
me.
know how as soon as you get in an argument, you know, they start to feel themselves a little bit more.
Oh, my
snaps.
goodness.
No, y'all just start thinking we
old
look too
videos and
good,
stuff.
you
Y'all
know?
want to post old videos and stuff. Why women do
The
that?
first thing a woman does is get her hair done, get her nails done,
You're trying to make
dress
you
up.
feel it.
You know,
No, that's not.
and-
That's not to make
and you wanna
y'all
know- you
jealous.
wanna know
That's to
something I
make
hate?
us feel good about ourselves.
I understand.
Better. Like, don't take it like we doing that for y'all. 'Cause
That's
we
that
doing
insecurity
us.
side.
Like,
I understand, but you also, when you're looking at DM, you see, dude, replying to the story, hard out. Oh, girl, you so cute. Watch me move around, homeboy.
So let me ask you a question. When you were single, did you not do the same?
No.
Oh, brother. Oh.
I'll be in there.
I would approach, you know, I would shoot my shot, but it wouldn't be anything like, you know, like you got one time to leave me on scene or red.
Yeah.
I
So
ain't
you got
rolling
standards.
that.
You
I
got
ain't rolling
standards.
that. I ain't
A lot of
rolling
men
that.
don't.
I ain't rolling
Exactly.
that.
Especially men on Facebook. They
And
don't
I mean,
care.
that's
And
why
I-
women
and also,
talk
it's
about
like
applying
a-
pressure now. Like, oh, you want somebody, you're gonna get that person.
There's a
like,
difference between applying pressure and chasing. I ain't chasing you.
It's really not though.
It's
That's
not.
not.
It's
It's
not.
not like
Listen, let me listen. If you
I
were,
think that's
if I were applying pressure to you and you would have kept running in circles and playing like, I would be okay, whatever. She
Okay, but that's you.
I
Like
have
some
time.
people take that term differently.
I know, but
Like,
there's
Some people like to chase.
But there's a difference. I'm
Exactly.
saying it's
Like,
a
some
fine
people
line
enjoy that.
between applying pressure and
to
chasing.
you though.
So what is applying pressure?
I'm
Oh,
Applying pressure
hard
is
eyes
applying
every day.
pressure.
Oh, let me take
No,
you out.
that's
Let me
not.
take you
But
out.
applying pressure, like it's applying pressure. Like some girls gonna put up a like, you know.
What is it? Though?
Yeah, how do you apply pressure? Like,
What is applying
you put
pressure?
money,
What do you
spend
mean?
money on them?
Okay, well,
Like,
this question
you
isn't
just
for you.
want-
This question isn't for you. Yeah. Oh, it's not for
First of all,
you.
look at that.
So how is applying
Okay.
pressure?
I just, to me,
It's showing me that you want me.
I was gonna say it's
like,
inconsistent. It's
How?
inconsistent.
How?
Yeah.
But I'm not doing
Okay, but
nothing
first
that
of all,
looks not
just because
doing.
a guy sends you hard out, that does not mean like he
Maybe
just
it's
keep
just
you
nice.
cute. Like
It's not always him trying to hit you.
I'm not just sending no girl no hard out because I think she's cute. I'm sending hard out because I want to hit you. I want you.
Thank you. It's
In some type way, I'm trying to
This is not a buddy system.
Okay.
It's not a buddy system.
Okay.
Let me say something. When you are a specific type of woman, right, and if you look a specific kind of way, right, you all are beautiful young ladies. Ain't no boys out here trying to be friends with y'all.
I'm not sending you hard out to be friends.
They ain't doing it for their
I'm
help.
not sending hard out to be friends.
Exactly.
But
It's a
there
shot.
are some
It's a
guys
shot.
that just in dreams like, oh,
You're cute.
Nice
Exactly.
And if you were to respond a certain way, I bet you $100
Of
he'll
course.
take you.
If we
So
were
he's
to
not-
respond a certain way,
But if I don't respond a certain way, there's some guys that won't
Exactly.
press that issue.
I've heard females say that. Their guys.
There's been times
Yeah,
when-
it's a compliment and they're just going about their business, but
I understand. And it's a case by case situation. But I think that we have talked about that. And I think this also goes into what we're talking about. The next topic. Our next topic is dating. Very good topic. Dating. So, what are men and women looking for in dating? What preferences, needs must be met or must be obtained? Why is dating important? Why do nice guys finish last? I want to talk about that. What are some boundaries when you're just dating a person? And lastly, why is it important to not rush the dating stage? And I think you touched up on that. So first, let's just talk about what are men and women looking for in like the dating range, and like the preferences, and why is it important?
But I feel like that depends on the person.
Of course.
So are you asking like what dating looks like amongst?
Let's say our age group, and we can say like generalistic. I think that a lot of people look for the same things, of course.
So
most
Are you saying like characteristics of the person or like things you want inside the relationship?
Right.
when you are like when you're dating someone, like you ain't gonna just date any
Okay, so you're saying like
Shaquan,
adjectives
Daquan.
like tall, this, that.
Mm-hmm.
Or are you
So
saying
that's
like
like
trustworthy?
physical,
Like preferences, like I said, preferences, something like that. Yeah.
So just in general.
Yeah, just a generalistic view. So if I want to date you, or if you want to, like, if I'm applying pressure or whatever, what do I have to come to the table with?
For me,
To apply
that's
pressure.
what
No,
I'm
I'm saying
saying.
to date you, or to date women. What do you think? Let's just talk about y'all first.
Consistency.
Yeah.
Cause that's general, right?
Right.
Honesty.
Honesty, of course.
I mean, I don't know. I really do think that just varies from different people. Because some people don't want that transparency up front.
In the dating scene?
A lot of people don't, though.
Wait, what do you mean?
I've literally talked to people before. They be like, okay, well, they like to ease into that stage of where you are. Like, they don't want to know. Are you getting what I'm saying? Like, they don't want to just
Start
it's
dating?
forced. They want it to be organic.
Yeah.
So we find things out along the way.
But there has to
Whereas
be
it's
some
sitting
type
down-
of prerequisite to
Right, like,
because you ain't
why-
out here. This ain't like no
I
speed
think he's
dating.
saying like why I started talking to you in the first place, like why I wanted to date you. I think that's what he's
Yeah.
saying.
Like why would what
Instead
is
of
something
like what you're talking about.
like looking for? Like what would be something that would draw you to a man or somebody that you think, oh, he's a suitor for me. Okay, we're gonna just come back to that.
I was like, come back to me.
Okay,
Let me think about
You have
that.
something to say
I
about
don't really have like specifics, like
You just gotta have that factor.
that?
right. It's just like
You just have to have
you
that
know,
feeling.
it's not.
that X factor. Okay, so let's talk about it. So,
Yeah, let's hear it from you. 'Cause I feel like I want
go
to.
ahead.
So me, I say my biggest thing, first of all, I mean, it's not the biggest thing, but you gotta be fine. Like, you gotta compliment me, because I'm pretty cute myself, so you gotta be fine.
Absolutely.
So
I
we
mean,
talking
physical
tall.
does not have. It's not the end all be all.
That's
but
the
it
start
plays
of
a
it.
part.
That's the start
I
of
mean,
it.
because I am,
Right.
of course.
Exactly.
And I feel like my woman, who I'm dating, is a reflection. Okay, is a reflection of who I am. So like, I don't want to look. You know what I'm saying? Like people where I go, you know what I'm saying? I want those. You know, I want those stares. I want it. Oh, nephew, this you know what I'm saying? At the cookout. And if they're not doing that, I know that I didn't get the right track. And so like that factors into it, but also the inside, because and the reason why we say looks is because when you first see a woman, you don't know if she has good heart, you don't know if she's caring, you know what I'm saying. When I first seen Jordan, I'm gonna be honest. I seen her at a basketball game. I was like, man, who is this big booty, dark skinned girl that keep walking by me? She did, of course.
I didn't even see him. I don't even know.
She was walking back and forth trying to go to concessions. But anyway. Okay, but you were not. But see, and like it factors into it. But when I got to know her, right, I got to know the person that she was. But the attraction from a first basis is, man.
Of course.
Yeah, so of course that factors into it. But also for me, like you said, consistency, honesty. But my bad, bro.
God.
I didn't know you. Go ahead.
He's like, fine, and then he took off.
Because I know you was gonna say what I was gonna say.
Yeah, we basically agree on everything. But yeah, mostly like in a relationship, I want like say looks. You gotta be very trustworthy, loyal. Like I want to be able to walk around and just know that there's no other guy around who can just get your attention. I also like an unaccessible female. I do not want a female that's accessible. Like everybody should not be able to touch you
or get in contact,
or get a response out of you.
That exclusive factor.
Also, I was in a serious relationship. I was actually married, so it's a little deep. We actually stayed with each other. And that's a whole nother aspect of life. I just seen so much.
You guys really know a person.
So I mean, you can also like back to that. Like what can make or break a relationship.
Right.
Kind of like financial situations. Like if I'm worried about stacking my money, financial stability. Like me want to stack money, and a person who wants to just spend money, who wants to look good for now instead of just trying to look good later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That maturity is a big thing in relationships. That's kind of like now why I kind of like older women because they're kind of mature, they're kind of been around their mindset. Like they can actually teach me something instead of me have to always this. You don't do this because of that. So yeah, I mean that's really it for me.
So I mean, that was good stuff too. So are y'all ready for us to come back, or do you want to ask the last question?
So that's what I was asking. So you let me answer it, basically. No, I definitely agree. So honesty. I think I'm gonna steal yours, the financial, because I definitely look at that too.
I mean that's just what 80 from us, bro.
Oh.
Just them two periods, one.
Not stealing, not restricting. Okay, go ahead. Continue. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna put you up.
No, but I really am still that because I think that's how I know I'm maturing a lot because when I used to talk to guys that really wasn't a factor to like care about your money, but now I pay attention to those things like what's your credit score, like that serious. So I pay attention to that. I said honesty. I like a guy that has some type of business about himself. I don't like bums, so I don't like you to. I don't know. I need you to be busy, right? Like I don't think I've ever been with a leech, like in my adulthood dating life. I don't think I have, but I do like guys that I'm going to a meeting. I have this. I have to do that. I'm in college right now, full-time student, so I like guys that are active on campus that are doing things, stuff like that. So I look at those things, and then another thing for me, I really pay attention to your family life. That's
like
really
family.
I need somebody that's family oriented, right? Like I've been with people that didn't have a relationship with their families and stuff like that, and that was always very, very, very telling. Like,
and also tells it really foretells. It foretells.
It tells you a lot.
Yeah, and so this is going to mix in with the relationship aspect, but since relationships are different than dating, and this is a question that I said too, what are some boundaries when you're just dating someone, as opposed to being of course the relationship is different, but what are some boundaries when you're just dating?
Go ahead.
No. I was about to say, what do you mean?
Yeah,
dating?
Like dating, like just getting know what I'm saying. So for example, I would say a boundary would be you have to realize and see guys. This is common amongst guys. When we're in this stage right here, I don't want you talking about it. Guys don't want you talking about it. I want you to be my girlfriend, right? But I don't want to, not until we get to that stage. But I just think that when you're in that dating stage, you have to really understand and know that you're not the only guy. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not the only guy that's being dated.
So is this like really common with the talking stage? That's what
I'm saying. Talking stage.
Okay.
That's why I say relationship.
Like, only women, like men think they can court different women. And I'm gonna pick which one I want. Like I don't feel like men really want to be in a committed talking stage. Like especially if you're just talking.
Women do?
Many don't. I would say many don't.
Many what?
Many men don't.
Exactly. Yeah, many,
but also women don't.
No, I think women are more likely to just talk to one man. Like women are more likely to like you back. Exactly.
We'll
like
be
just talking to them willingly. Like I don't like this. No, I know what you mean. But I feel like
We'll
women are
start
more
off.
likely to willingly cut people off rather than you have to like press them in like, oh, why are you still talking to
You gotta impress me. You gotta stand out.
But that's what
But,
I'm saying.
also in that stage, it's important to know, fellas. I'm gonna give you another nugget right here. You are not the only one.
Never.
You're never the only one. There's somebody in the background.
Wait.
There's at least 2 to 3, maybe more, but the minimum is gonna be 2.
Listen,
Other guys in the background,
Maybe
maybe 3 in the background that is going to be on standby. They're either already still fooling with him, they ain't let him go yet. You know what I'm saying?
Or
I feel like this was social media play
the women
because
they waiting to go
this
back
is
to
not
the
true.
old one.
This
They waiting
is
to go back.
Exactly. No, it's very true. It's very true.
Can I just-
I'm not saying all women. I'm just saying.
I just don't think it's true for most
Don't
women
get.
at all.
I'm just saying. Don't be fooled, brothers. Please don't be fooled.
Oh, don't
Be caught up.
Women
Please
don't either.
Don't be
let's be clear. I feel like a lot of women do start off like
fooled. One more thing. Slip up and watch somebody get on it. And see, the thing is, and it's so crazy how a guy can slip up.
The next day.
No, and it's so crazy how a guy can slip up and you are, it's quick. Why is it so quick? Because he was always there.
No, because now
He was
okay, you in.
tap it in. Because this is a salon versus the barber. Let me
And I'm
let
gonna say
me
something
learn
else.
you something. Let me learn you
Let him talk.
something. First of all, most women, I feel like our generation is different. I think now we're starting to see a lot of women think like the men and do things, try to do things men do.
And we're going to talk about that too.
So I am gonna talk. When we first start talking, I am gonna have my mind up because you have a mind up. Now I may not be sleeping with them. Listen, I may not be sleeping with all of them.
Not you.
But
Not you, but it happens.
so it happens. But for me, no. And then I got options too. So I'm gonna let them fall off like as if I. So you're absolutely right. You slip up.
That's right.
It's
like
quiet
pressure
for you.
comes because
That's
No,
what
no,
I'm saying.
listen.
It's always brothers and
I'm not saying it, but then, if you are talking to somebody, I want you to think the entire time because it is this cloudy area. When you are talking to somebody in the talking stage, if you start liking somebody, everybody else will just get, they kind of fade off.
Right.
And
Nah, I
it's
believe
cloudy
that.
area.
True,
Like you're not in a relationship, but we're exclusive to each other. We're not talking to
You
other
think-
people. We're not right. And for some people, that is how it is. But are you getting what I'm saying? Like,
I
you follow
understand.
me? So yeah, you're right. We start off talking to people. Guys, kind of hold on, y'all. Options longer because in that moment when we're getting clouded, we're thinking, oh, I'm catching feelings. You may or may not be sleeping with this person at that time. If things are getting deeper, it's getting heavier. I'm meeting your people. I'm hanging around your friends and stuff like that. So yeah, it's getting quiet for other guys. Meanwhile, you're still exploring your options. So I think that's why in a lot of situations for females, it get like, oh, he did me dirty. He did this, he did that. So I think that's what Jordan is trying to say. That it's more likely to be seen on a guy's perspective. Although women do have their own options, it's more likely to.
And I think that's where communication comes in because while I think you're doing that to me, you think I'm doing that to you.
Right.
So it's like,
Not talking.
so let's just talk about it. You know
And
what I'm
it's
saying?
cloudy.
It's very
'Cause
cloudy.
I like
in that
you.
moment. Yeah, it's very cloudy.
We
in
never
that
talk about it
Yeah.
exclusive or
I mean,
not.
but see, for me and for me and her, it didn't take long for the other guys. You know what I'm saying? But it was there. It was there. It was there. And so I had to there were times where I just knew like, okay, there are other guys. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, am I going to rise to the occasion, or am I going to just what I'm saying? So that's where that's where
competition.
Well, for me there is
So
no
me and
competition.
Rashad-
For me,
I don't think he meant like that.
For me,
I'm
there is
not
no
joking.
competition.
No, I'm saying
There's
because
number one.
Just take more
Top
time.
two, and I'm not two. But
Top
yeah, so but also, and I think we talked about it. Did you get what you had to say on that? Okay, so this one, why is it? And we're gonna close out on the dating scene. Why is it important not to rush the dating stage? And I think you touched up on that. So we're gonna hear from Jordan.
Okay, you ain't have to like.
I'm just saying, but like over in the salon, Yana is being.
You're right,
leading.
but
I want to hear from you.
Okay, I need you to repeat the question.
Why is it?
Throw my name out there.
Why is it important to not rush the talking stage? Well, I mean, the dating stage. Yeah, that was the dating stage.
I feel like a lot of days, like today, people do that in general because, like, it's not like a sad thing. Like, I think that's just becoming what is the word? Like, a thing on social media. Like, oh, will you be my girlfriend? Like, people didn't really used to do that. It used to just be, we're talking, we talked for so long. Now we just start calling each other names. Like, I feel like now is where like people are starting to. I feel like a lot of people rush it,
Right.
and I don't really know why. I feel like it goes with communicating with your partner as well, like, or with the person you're talking to. Like, where do you want this to go? Like, people don't really talk about that. They just start talking, and then it just ends up wherever. And I feel like that's where it goes as like, oh, he did me dirty and all that because y'all didn't communicate. Y'all just were talking, and it just. Everything just started getting jumbled up. Everybody got their own feelings. Somebody's like communicating how you feel. But I don't even think I'm answering the question.
No, you are. You're making perfect sense. And also, just to piggyback on what you said, but you got something to say about that?
I mean, I do what you go ahead.
Okay, cool. Just to piggyback on what you. I think it also plays into like the rushiness because a lot of people don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, yeah. So it's like, and people, then relationship hop,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, I want to rush this because I want to, you know what I'm saying. And a lot of times. That can also be an effect of rebounding.
You gotta find yourself.
You have to take time to really find yourself. That's why it's important to not rush the dating stage because you're going to dive in, and and a lot of times you're going to find out that this was not what I thought it was.
And a lot of times you're still carrying baggage.
Exactly. And so, okay, so we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. But that's important though. You have to really take time. It's on the list. But you have to really take time because, like you said. You're carrying that baggage into the next,
Exactly.
So you're not even giving that brother or that woman.
So that's when people start saying like, "Oh, all men this," because you didn't let go properly of what you went through before. So of course you're gonna think,
right? And you're trying to,
and you're going into this with a negative.
Exactly,
like,
because you're trying to think you're aligning everything with the past because you haven't really healed from that.
So may I ask a question? What's too long? What's rushing it and what's too long?
I don't think it's a time.
Okay,
I
think rushing it. That's exactly what I was going to touch up on. I think rushing it is like you don't want to jump into a relationship with the person and you don't fully know a person. Like you gotta really just know a person before you actually want to.
Of course,
like,
but
get in a
if
relationship.
you could give it a time frame, what would you say?
You talking about a time frame after you
Like, okay,
How long?
So me personally, 6 months. What we talking about?
No, me personally, I'm giving myself 3 days to wrap
days.
I'm not talking about. No, listen, I'm not talking about for moving on, but I'm saying like I feel like people expect women to just cry.
Oh no, from getting in a relationship.
I'm talking about it's a process in general. Like I just feel like it's a process. I don't feel like it takes a certain amount of time for all women. I feel like
you're talking about to get in a relationship.
No.
We talking about rushing the
in a relationship.
Okay, to get into a relationship.
She wanna. I know where you want to go. We gonna go there. We gonna go.
No, I'm not talking about
I got
that.
something to say.
I feel like it's not just rushing to get. I feel like it's a whole process, like in general. But to get in a relationship, I feel like in your heart.
Personally. And I don't think, to answer your question, I don't think it's a time to go, 7 days. I don't think I think it's when you feel it and when he
that's
feels
why a
it.
lot of relationships don't work.
Exactly.
Because you're constantly getting into a relationship with the person you don't know.
Exactly. And I think this is where those beginning stages, that's where communication is the most important. Because I need to know how you're feeling about me and you need to know how, I'm feeling about you.
We have to have sex as well. We have that's like a dude.
No, you do that.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't. You gotta come with that before you actually make it.
So I have a lot of different viewers. So we're just going every day.
Wait. Why?
I'm just kidding. But I mean, so you gotta test the goods. Pop the goods.
I'm not.
Check the goods.
You gotta make sure the goods are good.
I don't agree.
You don't agree?
No. Why?
You're not.
If a woman doesn't want to have sex with you,
you're not just for your girlfriend.
Her, like you're just I have to have sex with you to make you my girlfriend.
Along the line, it would have to come up because I'm not going to initiate.
So you're saying sex matters?
commitment.
So you're saying sex matters to you in a relationship?
It does.
Okay, I'm not saying that it doesn't, but what if she's not ready until you make that commitment to her?
I don't have sex with guys that are my boyfriend. Like I have.
So you're saying, are you waiting? Like, are you waiting in the grass? Or
Yeah, kind of like. So you're gonna get. So what if you get in a relationship and like the sex just isn't?
Okay,
for a
that's
person
where
that
you
sex
help.
matters.
Exactly. For a person that sex matters to is over.
I know, but that's where chemistry comes in, and you can kind of.
I was saying like
chemistry.
I feel like that's where you need to build up intimacy.
Switching.
I feel like that's where you build up your own intimacy with the person. Like,
right, because
So yeah,
it doesn't have to be sex. I feel like there can be a lot to play before that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and it has to be the connection, and it has to be the communication, so we can see where we're going and where we're going to lead to. And in time, that will happen.
Yeah.
You know, that will happen because
he jumped straight to that.
It's big. Like, that's a big thing.
Honestly, for me, if that happens too soon.
Yeah, it's not. If it happens too soon, I mean, it depends.
Pump the brakes.
It depends. It depends.
they backwards. Like,
How does that make sense?
It depends.
You can't make her your girlfriend unless you test the hoods and go under the hood.
But if she do it,
But if you do it too soon, she's not girlfriend.
what if she
Yo,
feels the
he
same
said
way?
that.
What
No,
if she feels the same way about you?
Okay, I was shutting
What you mean?
I'm saying, what if she feel like, oh, I got it?
Like sometimes,
that's too soon for you?
right?
If she ready,
I'm not because of the type of person I am, who I know I am. If I get it kind of fast, it's kind of like I don't really too much look at it.
Okay, so then that's when y'all saying chase. Y'all want to chase for that, but not for the woman. Like, I don't get it.
No, everybody say chase for no sex. We
I mean, that's just what I'm saying. Like,
saying.
he doesn't want it too soon, but
chase for that.
It's just, it sounds like
Y'all sound like y'all contradicting.
Yeah, like it's kind of contradictory.
y'all are saying you don't want to chase the woman, but she can't give it to you that fast. Like,
That's
she
a
can't.
turn off.
No. I said so I want to get to know you. Like, man, I want to rock with you. You know, I want to. Yeah, I want to see what's up with you. It ain't even about like the sex. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So for a man, and this is where I think you were talking about a man. When a man first sees a woman, he knows exactly what he wants from her. He knows where he wants to take where he wants to take that. You know what I'm saying? And
most cases.
in most case scenarios, most case scenarios, and the way that you react is going to determine how this thing is going to go. How a man is going to treat you. He's going to treat you by how those stages go. So it's important to, kind of be kind of mindful of like what you're doing in those beginning stages, because that man is taking mental notes.
Right.
And that's how he's going to treat you going down the
from
line.
a salon's perspective, y'all think we do the same thing?
Of course, that's what I'm saying. And the next
There's
topic.
such thing as a guy moving too fast and you turn me off.
And the next topic
Let me
is
just be
double
clear.
standards, and we're gonna
If
talk
you
about
start talking about sex too
As
fast,
soon as you cut, you're
you're not
done.
talking to me ever again.
It's quiet for you like
that.
that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But also, would you rather respect the guy that would tell you up front the intention, or you respect it, or he ain't talking about sex, he didn't want to know you, and then he has it.
Tell me
I
the
got what I
intentions,
want.
but what I'm saying is, if
Because
we're talking and you're getting to know me, and then boom,
Do you
you
do
want to
that?
talk about sex.
Listen, let me tell you something. I have
But
talked to
here's the
people
thing.
before who did that,
Mhm.
who were very upfront, like, look, this is what it
Come
is.
here, I don't think it's see.
This is what I want. This is what it's gonna be. I'm not looking for X, Y, Z. And
Do you respect that?
politely,
Do you
no,
respect
I respect you for being honest. You're an honest person.
Because see, the
I would
problem
much rather be upfront with me, but I'm just gonna kindly tell you.
The problem with that is
And I'm
women,
just going by my
all women, I want somebody real. I want somebody cute. But until that man keeps it
Okay,
above.
but
Until you keep it, then it's, man, I'm gone. That's all he wants.
But no,
I told you that.
exactly. But that's when it comes. That's when men tell you their intentions. The man that you're talking about, that's not his intention.
Okay, so what do you do with the man that is a wolf in sheep's clothing? He ain't moving like that, but he's playing that card.
That's all.
And
That's the
then when
person
it
I
happens,
trust.
then when it
That's the
happens,
person
then
that's a dog to me. That's the person. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why you have to be
No, I
mindful
respect
about
the
how
person.
you operate in
I
those
mean, but
beginning
you can't be
stages.
upfront though. If you're upfront, you're not going to get half of that you're talking about.
But you were upfront. But you'll be some girls will call you a jerk. Some girls won't respect you.
Some girls will go for
Okay,
it.
but
and
I'm
some
saying
girls
you
won't.
go for it,
Of
Some
course, of
won't.
course.
You have your wins, you have your losses. That in the day you'll be respected because you're honest.
Because I was honest about it. But see the thing, don't say that. I want me to be honest with me. Then when that man is honest, y'all, just take it with
Okay, so
stride.
here-
I appreciate
I
that.
feel like y'all are thinking about like, okay, somebody comes to you, say they just want to have sex. Okay, boom, you take it how it is, and you say yes or no. But then there's another man that comes. He's pretending like he wants to get to know you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know that in the back of your head. So okay, that's what you're saying, like a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Right.
Like okay, we don't know. that.
Like he's playing that card.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's what I'm saying. Like we don't know that. I mean, in the future will tell, but we can't automatically like.
That's the person I don't respect.
And that's like when people be like, oh, all men want sex from women. Like I don't believe that.
So you're
like,
not.
I believe that all men do want sex, but I don't believe that all men
That's
just
all
want
good.
sex.
Right. And that was good. And so I think we wrapped up on that. So we're getting ready to go into something that I'm really itching.
I'm very
We're itching to get into.
I'm very passionate.
We're getting ready to go into.
And we're gonna let everybody, get a turn.
I think this is going to be one of our longer segments. We're talking double standards.
I need you to listen.
I'm listening for
Double standards. Here we go. What are some common double standards? Why do you think it's this way? Is it really double standards out here? How can men and women navigate double standards? And how can double standards be detrimental to the dating/relationship stages? So first things first, what are some common double standards? And why do you think it's this way? If it is double standards. So y'all y'all go first.
Sorry, Salon.
Okay. Boom, I got a good one for you.
Okay,
Ready?
go ahead.
You ready?
Got a good one. Yeah.
So Jonathan said that he don't want to cuff you unless he can look under the hood.
Okay.
But if you look under the hood too soon, you're not cuff worthy.
Right.
But he didn't say anything about how he was wanting to do it so soon. That's a double standard within itself. Don't you think? Because I just feel like, why is it okay for you to want to look under the hood? Well, if I want to look under the hood, right? I will get considered names that I won't say. I feel like times are different now. But a woman who does not care, who is sexually liberated, who is going around doing what she wants, whenever she wants, with whomever she wants.
Not like no y'all.
You can't do that. See, now that's
but guys can do something one night and then the next night go to somebody else. Like it's just
okay. So here's the thing. The whole double standard with that. I think double standards only work, and they only work if you allow it to be applied.
No, of course.
And if you allow it to be, and if you want to be subjected to this specific double standard, you know what I'm saying? And you also have to be mindful that everyone doesn't think the way that you think as well. So if you're sexually liberated, you know what I'm saying? And I was talking to you about this today. By all means, sis, be sexually liberated, but just know there are consequences for certain for certain actions. No, it's not a double standard. It's not. Oh my God. It's not a double standard, and it's not like I said. You don't allow yourself to be subject to double standard. That's how these things work, right? For example,
that's true.
You just said, but a man can't. Yeah, we can, but hold us to the same standard.
Right. No,
for example,
I agree with you.
Yeah, for example, you and I are in a relationship, right? If I didn't want to talk to you because of your sexual liberation or your quote unquote high body count, you don't have to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, he got high. Oh, he been around. You know what I'm saying? That's how that works. No, so you don't subject yourself to that double standard.
I'm saying
if you want to be sexually liberated, or if you don't want to talk to someone because they're sexually liberated, do that because of the double standard. You know what I'm saying?
But that's individuals. The double standard still exists.
Right. Society. Yeah. But who knows your sexual liberty?
No, I understand what you're saying. That's what I'm saying. That's another point. But we're saying, as in a societal sense,
this is a double
that is a double standard.
That what?
That it's okay for
men to get different names than women. What happened?
I hate to say it, but that's true. It is. Like that's just how it is. Like double standard is a real thing, and you just gotta accept it, really, because it's a double standard.
It is a real thing.
Like you said earlier, to piggyback on what you said earlier, like you wanted to say, Jonathan said, Yana said. Basically, you wasn't talking about. You said you worry about a guy's pockets, his credit score and stuff like that. If his credit score and stuff not good, you're probably not going to talk to him, right?
That's not true.
Like basically, a woman won't talk to a guy without no money and without his stuff together. Mm-hmm. But a man will come down and all right, you get what I'm saying? We'll take off on our wing.
Oh my God.
So that's just how it is. On social media, you get a lot of
things. Okay, but that's not what we said. Wait, I'm sorry to cut you off, but that's not what we're gonna do right here. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do. We're gonna take things and spend them out. What I said was that I agree with you, and I was going to steal that from you because it is attractive when a guy is on his grind.
When a girl is on hers.
Okay, I didn't take that.
So are you a gold digger?
No, but are you a gold digger? You just said the same thing. But I didn't say that I wouldn't talk to a guy whose credit score was bad. What I said was those are things that I know that I'm maturing because those are things that I'm interested in. I want to know what I want to be equally yoked. So if I'm on to this money, I'm on to my credit score. I want to buy a $300,000 house by the time I'm 26, and that's what you want to. we're equally yoked. That's beautiful, but that's not me saying that I don't want to talk to you.
But I'm saying most, not you, but most women typically won't talk to a guy they don't got no money.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Most women our age don't have money.
Exactly.
Okay, so
But that don't mean.
Yeah, that whole like, if he in my pants, I'm in his pocket.
Yeah, exactly. Though.
You're not.
Yeah.
I seen that.
Because you are not entitled to my money.
And you're not entitled to my vagina.
And I never said that I was.
No, you never said that we were. So like.
But see, it's this thing like, if he wants some of this and he need to come off.
That's a double standard too. Like it can't be.
I've never been that girl. I'm gonna be honest, so I can't.
Exactly.
I can't speak on that.
So you're checking out.
I understand that.
Yeah. And also, we didn't touch upon this, and I actually want to go back to this, but it ties into this as well. Talking about that, the whole money aspect. So, does the fast life entice women? Because I have discovered that in a lot of cases, the nice guys finish last. The guys that do it the right way, cross the T, dot the I, they finish last.
We get overlooked by the scammers.
No. I didn't get a chance to go on this, but it's like,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
but the enticing, that enticing lifestyle, that fast life, the guys that are in that.
So what is fast life to you?
Selling drugs, scamming, I'm gonna be honest.
All that, like people that can, get you.
You gonna see things. You gonna see a
money.
lot of money. You gonna see, nice cars, stuff like that. That's girls. I'm gonna be honest.
And like girls go for that. They go for that.
Yeah, and there are some females like that, but there are some girls that want guys that do it the right way. Like it's just.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But in most cases, the nice guy finish.
That's what you see, but I don't see that.
I mean, just like Mary J. Blige said in that song.
Good guys ain't
bad boys ain't no good. Good boys ain't no fun. And it's like, how you know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I feel like that fast life, it's enticing, and that guy that has that can get, you know what I'm saying? It can get that person places, you know what I'm saying? But for example, somebody like me or like you, we can't, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't moving like that.
That's true.
I ain't moving like that.
I can't go out and just
because,
buy anything you want to.
Oh my God. And it's so common. It's so common. When I was in Atlanta,
that's what you're gonna see.
The guy, exactly, the most. The guy that can get you in the front of the strip club. The guy that can hand you a stack, hey, throw this. The guy that can give you a card and then, hey, buy it. You know what I'm saying? That fast life, that enticing, they bite you. They bite you.
Just like that.
Just like that.
I don't think that they're biting because they like that. They're biting because it's the opportunity. Opportunity. Like
it's enticing. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's enticing, and you're enthralled with that. Like women can be enthralled with that.
I don't think it's just like certain people say, like it's a gateway. Like you're trying to get somewhere that might get you where you're trying to go. Like I'm not saying that.
That's like a form
that's
of
certain.
leeching.
I'm just saying like it's a form of what?
A form of leeching.
I'm not saying it in a form of leeching. I'm just saying like you see an opportunity, you take it. I'm not like it sounds like leeching. I'm not saying that I'm that woman, but
of course I'm saying why are women like attracted to that?
I never said that it was an attractive thing. I said that a woman can be just trying to get something like. Let me just gather that. Just.
So you said that some guys. I don't care for the fast life. That's not me. I don't like the fancy. That's me, right? So I don't care for it. Me particularly, I do want somebody that's educated, that does it the right way, whatever.
Right.
But that's my prerogative. Mm-hmm. So just like you saying, that's not right for them to be enticed by that. That is their prerogative. So like, how can we?
Well, no. I didn't say that it was right to be enticed. I was just saying it's not right for the nice guys to finish last. And most times those guys are they're the most genuine.
But can I ask you a question? What does it mean to finish last? Because to me,
finish last, not get the girl.
You're not on top.
You're not on top. You don't get the girl.
You're not on top of
I feel like it's you're not on top of a certain thing because you can.
It's like you want the fast life hurt when you don't do the
I'm saying
fast life.
we're talking about relationships. Right. We're talking about men and women interactions. I'm talking about her. In that specific case, so I'm less likely to get her.
You're saying if we're looking at two guys, and who's the woman gonna choose first?
Mm-hmm. You're more prone with. I'm saying most, not y'all. Most women are more prone, and that's why that guy, me, him, they're gonna finish last.
But I feel like it also depends on the type of woman that you are.
That's what so I'm gonna get left on the scene, and that man gonna get.
But that shows on what kind of woman y'all are looking like. Y'all are like going for like. you're wanting this woman, but she's obviously
even-
not on
even-
that
even-
level.
It's a variety of women that go for that. It can be the scums,
I've
it
seen
can be
good girls.
the leeches, it
But
can
what
be
is-
the hoes, it can be the good girls, it can be the baddies, it can be the top tiers.
But what is it that? Wait, I have a really good question because what is it that they're looking for? Like they can actually like that person inside. They don't have to just like what y'all seeing.
Right.
Y'all don't know that man. Y'all don't know what he had. Like, y'all don't know
like
what
I
he's doing
said,
for
like I
her.
said,
If he had in front of mine and
What
strip club,
drew
she
you
don't know
to
that.
him? What drew you to
Exactly.
that
No,
guy?
but I'm
Because
talking
like I
about
said,
in
when I
general.
first
Speaking
mentioned-
about the guy, I feel like we're just talking about what he has on the outside, what we see on social media. You don't know what
But like
the
I
woman is actually going.
But
through.
she
Like
won't
I
know
said.
that until she gets to know
Exactly.
him.
Like I
But
said,
when
when
you know
I
right,
first seen
what
you,
drew him in is that Ferrari.
when I first seen you, I didn't know that you were good.
Okay, but who
I
said that
seen
the
what
girl
I
is going
used.
after him? Why can't the guy be going after her?
That's what we're
Yeah,
saying.
but
But I'm saying
but
you
you have
are
to give
more
access.
exactly. You're
You got
more
access.
prone to give access to that versus this.
Can't
And
compete
I,
with that. I can't compete with a guy who's
Oh
scamming, who
my
can throw you
God.
$500. I may
Yes.
want to throw you money, but that's gonna hurt me. It's not gonna hurt him.
But there
You know
are
what I'm saying?
people there are girls.
and
that
so
want
there
all
are
that.
psychological effects.
You know, there are girls that do, but there are a lot of girls that do.
Exactly, and it's psychological effects because I can't compete with that. I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't
Me,
getting
I was just
not
about to say,
necessarily that I'm competing. It's just that I can't
Like-
do that.
It's
Like you said, social media plays a part in like, oh, I want to give you, like I can't do that. Like for example,
That was a deep.
no, I just wanted to see if I can say this. Okay, never mind. I ain't gonna go there. But I'm just saying that person, like they can do like I can't do that. So it's just like it's not fair.
right.
It ain't fair.
But that's
Yeah.
not-
exactly what's in fair because okay, you're
Because no because you going for
you
him for
can
that.
get where he's
But
at
at the
by
end of the
doing
day,
how you're doing it. You don't have to do it.
of
You
course,
just
of
get where
course.
he's at.
But see, but
That's
what
why
if I really want
finish
you?
last because we
Because
get
what if I
there.
really wanted you?
Why is
And the
that's not the woman for you.
and the problem is,
Exactly.
and I understand, but what the problem is when that person, when those guys, because it's common with those guys, they're gonna get what they want from you. They're gonna take you along that through ride, and they're gonna drop you off.
Because you're not the
And then that's when you gonna choose the good guy.
That's their process.
That's when you gonna choose the good guy.
No, they choose the good guy when they're tired of getting hurt. When they get hurt from that too
Yeah,
many
like,
times, then they try to come
no,
over.
no,
and-
no.
It can be the
You
same
should've-
thing
you
from a
should've-
good guy. A good guy can hurt you the same
Yeah, a good guy can hurt
way.
you as well,
Of
but
course. But
you're
I'm
kind
just saying.
of it's expected from
But I'm
you.
just saying, with that type of guy, it ain't really much you can go with that. It ain't really so much further you can go with it. So let's go back to the double standards and how they're common. What are common double standards? And why do you think it's this way? Is it really double standards? How can men and women navigate double standards? Like, and I think we touched upon that. But how can double standards be detrimental to the dating/relationship stage?
One-sided. Like you don't. That's the one-sided thing.
You think double standards are one-sided?
Yes.
But,
Yeah, that's what the double standard
like,
is.
I understand. I'm just saying. But like I said, what if you don't let that apply to you and you just let it run its course?
But you said how can that be detrimental? Because you can't see past that. Like you can't see how that's not right.
I think that it is a psychological thing as well. Like it's a psychological thing because for me, and it's not a double standard.
I feel like it's already good.
It's not a double.
It's good. What you about to say?
It's not a double standard. But for me, I believe in the luxury car effect.
Oh, tell me that story. I love that story.
And
bro.
so
tell me about
the
it.
luxury car effect. The luxury car effect is this: when you see a Lamborghini, when you see a Ferrari, when you see a Bentley or Rolls Royce, what is your common reaction?
Okay, yeah, that
You know
looks
what
like
I'm
a girl there.
Yeah, oh man, like you're gonna look at that car. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because that car is a luxury car. Not everybody, it's valuable. It's valuable. Not everybody can get that car. You know what I'm saying? And not everybody can get that car. No, it's not. Listen, not everybody has that car. Not everybody has that car. Nor not everybody can get that car. Right?
Right.
You look at a Toyota Camry, a Nissan Altima, Honda Civic.
We all drive it.
Oh, I ain't looking at that. You know, because everybody has it, or everybody can get it. It's obtainable.
So
Right?
this is kind of,
And I'm not comparing cars to
Right.
but I'm just saying the luxury car effect is this. I want a woman that has the luxury car effect. So that when I'm walking in spaces,
everybody
right?
can't get it.
Right. When I'm posting you, I'm walking in spaces, I'm here, I'm there, and I'm bringing you with me. I want that luxury car effect.
Meanwhile, you are 97 Volkswagen and everybody was
But I'm not. I'm a 2021 though. Fresh off the lot. No, but here's the thing.
That's a double standard! Oh my god, yes.
Wow! Why can I get a luxury car?
You can, but that's not what I'm saying. I want
a luxury car. That's the reality.
So I'm not a
of
luxury
it.
car.
We're not talking about you.
Let's not take
That's what most
personal.
men aren't.
Cause you quit the R in 2020.
No, but do y'all understand it? Do y'all understand it? Though? I want a luxury car.
That's disgusting.
Okay, but women do too.
That's disgusting.
And you can
And let's be realistic. Most men are not luxury cars, and that's just the truth. That's the
That's what
untruth.
double
That is
standard comes in. And
disgusting.
it's okay with that though. It's okay.
Like I
It is
said,
okay. That's what we're saying. Y'all
but to cut
are
the double
good to
standard,
be
you
able to
don't
do
have
that.
to talk to me.
We
You
have
don't
to be
want a
luxury cars.
But and if I'm not a luxury car, you don't have to talk to me.
I
get where you're coming from.
understand
I get where you're
what
coming
But you don't have to talk to me if you don't think I'm a luxury
No,
car.
we don't. And you know.
So I don't think exactly. So I don't think that's a double standard because it works for us.
It's double standard.
How?
You just know how to tweak it and say, oh, that's just my preference. And if that's not your preference, that's not your preference. But I'm going to say,
Now you're trying to talk about my wording.
No, that's what you're saying.
no, that's what you're saying. But let's
I'm
not
saying,
say
but-
that is a
I understand. But it's just like, okay,
You
it's
were
just
young.
a luxury car
You had
effect.
your phone when you were young. What if she was young? She had her phone when she was young. It was what it was. You can't look at her the same. Look,
I can. I'm just
she's
saying.
not luxury car. Excuse me. She's
I'm
not
just
luxury
saying.
car.
I'm just saying.
Women
Yeah.
cars.
It's
And
fine.
men get in
No,
it.
my
We're not
God. It
saying
was an
that.
analogy.
Saying
It was
that.
an analogy.
No, I get that analogy, but
Thank you for understanding.
Thank you.
I saw you.
I
I
get it. But
Because I didn't even get a
nasty,
chance to
like-
finish, and she said, "Oh, I'm not."
I don't think it was nasty.
I would never say that you use no car.
I don't think the analogy was like, okay, I get it, I followed it, but I feel like
I just think that y'all didn't want to get it, but it makes perfect sense.
No,
Let us know if it makes sense.
it makes sense, but it's the
But
fact
it's
that you're
disgusting.
saying like, oh, you don't have to talk to me, but I can't
That's
talk to anybody
my
else
thing.
but a luxury car. That's what
And
you're
I
saying.
can't talk. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to talk.
Okay,
to me.
exactly. That's what we're saying, but
So it works.
So
you can walk around as a like she said, 97 Volkswagen, but
I don't know.
Most-
you're not talking
women-
about
most
you're
women
not
will-
talking to anybody else but a luxury car.
most women will accept
And
that.
I don't like that I keep
You walking on
It's an analogy.
talking
You
cars.
understand. We're talking an analogy.
You walking on a luxurious car lot with a 550 credit score. Come on, you want a luxurious car?
But then again, you
You pay your credit is terrible, and you wanna
I like that.
walk around like get a new car. You wanna get a brand new car. You wanna get a woman.
A
Listen,
woman won't.
you want a woman. So just correct me, cause I get passionate. Correct me.
It's very fascinating.
So
We need to
correct me, cause this is the feminist in me. You want a woman. She doesn't have to be a virgin. If that's what we're taking it, whatever. She doesn't have to be a virgin. But you look like a woman who, she didn't really do a lot of things in her young life, but you lived your life. And if she likes that, she accepts that, she's even better for it. She accepts me as I am. But you can't accept her as she is, if that's what.
So
No. That's one, Malachi, because there's one thing if
Interesting.
she was just,
really out here on that demon time.
But what is
you know what I'm saying?
I think it all depends on the guy, though. It depends on what you can take. Because
So
honestly,
then I hear when you say that.
Because it's
You're
so-
weak.
no. Wait. We're not gonna say weak. It's just like
You're
God.
weak.
yeah, she does not be on the back. Like no,
You're weak.
I won't say it's weak. It's just like I'm not finna live knowing that
You can't
so many men have had access to my woman.
And I
will
can't
not
live
do it.
knowing that so many women know my man in an intimate way.
You don't have to
You-
be
You
with
don't
them.
have to
You don't have to be with them.
Wrapping it around that.
You don't have to
And
be
you're
with
wrapping it
them.
all around getting what she said.
No,
I'm
I'm
wrapping it back to, you don't have to talk to me, but that's not what it's about. It's
No,
about
I
You
understand.
ask the question, you want to talk about double standards. That is a double standard. And you're
No,
putting
but-
every time you open your mouth.
It is a double standard, though.
But Jonathan is sad. Because
But listen,
I mean, it is.
Here
but
it is.
That's how it is.
Here it is. And this is just honesty. This is the root of the matter.
Woo,
I got my glass off for this. In a perfect world, in a perfect world, I would like a virgin. I would like an exclusive. You know what I'm saying?
Not a virgin.
You know what I'm saying? This is not yours. But I'm saying like an exclusive. You know what I'm saying? And see, and also,
Look at a man.
you know what I'm saying? And it's like exclusive off the bat. I didn't say that.
I know.
Oh, okay. I'm just like off the bat. You know what I'm saying? Like you're exclusive. Not a lot of niggas have had access to you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't been out. You know what I'm saying? But in a perfect world, but this is not a perfect world. So I have to tap into reality.
Thank you.
Right? I have to tap into reality. So wow, you agree?
I agree with you.
Wow.
So that's it.
Come on.
No, keep it.
But anyway, but you have to tap into reality, right? So, and I'm tapping into reality, and I have to chew the meat and spit the bones out. But I also feel the same. I can keep on to something, you know what I'm saying? I'm not expecting you to be no virgin, right? But you can't be like, okay, that's a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a week for me. But it's also this, and I'll talk to you about this. It's not about just sex.
I don't even think.
No, it's not about just.
But let him finish, Jordan. Come on.
What?
I'm just saying, like, you're saying it can't be. I don't even think people tell the truth. I don't even think people ask that anymore. I don't know.
The truth now?
Did you tell me the truth? But no, I understand what you're saying. But like, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
why would
you
you
never
know? How would you exactly? So why is that a fact?
But no,
That's a good question. Like,
no, but I
you
believe
never
you.
know.
No,
Like,
I believe
you
you. Unless you
No,
lie.
but what I'm saying is like, you ask it.
I don't believe
Who
that.
says that she's not has this
Yeah, because
regular
women
man?
be shaving.
Lying, yeah.
Women be shaving them.
You know who told that?
I don't know.
Crawford. She told that, bro.
If you're listening to this, Dr. Crawford,
We love you. Yeah,
okay, but that's it. It's not even all about sex though, and I think that when we limit this conversation to just sex, it limits it, and it's a very minuscule kind of stereotypical way of looking about it. It's more than just sex, and I think that we need to start opening up this can right here. When we're talking about who I want and the luxury car, it's not about just sex. It's about the holistic experience. Right, what all goes into that particular woman? You know, what have you been through? You know what I'm saying? The relationships that you have had, the wear and tear that has pulled on you emotionally, spiritually, you know, mentally. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about, you know, the mileage on that, you know, on that.
So listen.
It's not. It's about the holistic approach, because after you come out of these relationships, it ain't even about just the bodies. You're different. Yeah. It happens. You know what I'm saying? I can't go on a used car lot. You can't sell me no used car for the price that I can get off the lot. No, you can't. Right. It's a different car. This car has been worn. This car has been torn. Oh my gosh, I'm using an analogy.
I know.
Please.
Okay, but when you put it that way, 100%.
That's what I'm saying. So, and
of
course, sex is very strong. It's very strong age. It's very taboo, and men feel a certain way. But I'm just saying, for our perspective, we're not just talking about sex. We just went off the rail, but I'm just saying the holistic approach.
So
you know what I'm saying?
I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah, the holistic approach. Like, I want to know your entire experience. That's I don't want to keep bringing back the car, but that's the luxury car effect. Like, it ain't even about just bodies. It's about the amount of niggas that have experienced you in a manner that I have experienced you in. Access. And it's not even about just sex. It's not even about just sex. I'm just talking
access
about the real.
Access is just not sex. It's just access period.
Because the wear and tear. Because you know when you're dealing with a damaged person, and you know when you're dealing with a relatively fresh person, somebody who's healed, somebody who's mature. You know what I'm saying? In that aspect.
But that can also be experience. Like, okay, now you know how to go into a relationship. That doesn't have to be a bad thing.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Like, you going into several relationships, that doesn't off the rip mean, oh, like, you're damaged. That can mean, like, okay, like, I have a lot of different outlooks. I know how to deal with this. I can, like, you know.
Right, I understand. Did we cover those? Like, did y'all finish those?
I got another one for y'all. Y'all ready?
Okay, here we go.
So, I was with my boo, and we were with his.
We ain't gonna do no names because people watch.
People be knowing.
Yeah, tell us.
You said.
No.
So I was with my man or whatever, and we were with his friends, his LBs, whatever, and we were having a conversation, just talking about prom, and I think I told you, talking about prom and all that, you know, whatever, how fun prom was. And then I don't remember how. I was just asking, like, what was your experience with prom? Mm-hmm. And I remember, like, man, my junior year, like, I had a curfew. And I was like, man, I never went home. Like, what? Like, my parents didn't give me a curfew. And I was like, well, talking to my boo, like, oh, when we have kids, like, if my son doesn't have a curfew, my daughter doesn't have a curfew. And everybody at the table was like, oh, no. Like, absolutely not. And I'm like, so senior year, I didn't have a curfew. And they were like, Sorry. I didn't do anything. Shoot, I was driving
I
around.
feel like we have those kind of like, it's not
We did.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but anyway, so yeah, they didn't go home, and I was just, so they even said to me, which I found completely backwards.
Mm-hmm.
They said the only way I wouldn't give my daughter a curfew is if she already had a boyfriend and I already knew she was sexually active with. Because I trust that's what she. But if she just out here late at night, I don't trust that. That's not becoming of a woman. That's backwards.
Yeah, now that's backwards because it's not fair. Now that is a low standard because it's not fair.
That's not.
And
fair.
I think that you should just cut the cake all the way down. Like when growing up, all of my siblings, we had the same curfew. It was 12. You know what I'm saying? I had two brothers and one sister. All of us had the same curfew. Whether my sister was whatever. 12, you know what I'm saying? And you just have to really be fair in that aspect. But the whole sex thing and the whole, like, it doesn't matter. And I think that's more of a parental question. But here's the thing with that. And, mom and daddy, if you're watching this ain't me. It doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the chokehold or anything. Once again, this is not me, mom and dad. The choke, you know what I'm saying? Your child is going to do what they want to do.
In a time frame, you
exactly. If my curfew is 12 o'clock, I'm going to get everything I want. I'm going to do whatever I want to do before
12. Exactly.
I'm in the house at 12, so he ain't
You don't know what I exactly.
Yeah,
what does the curfew have to do with
I could have killed her. I could have went over to his house. You know what I'm saying? I could have did anything that I want to do. So it's just like.
But you're home before 12, so
exactly.
who cares?
So it's just like, I mean, you have to really you have to be fair in that aspect.
Yeah.
But that whole sex thing, like the girls and all that, like, from one thing, my daughter being sexually active, that would just kind of hurt me if I were to know that, And also, it would hurt me with my son too. But it would hurt a little bit different for my daughter too, because see the thing is,
for your son,
huh?
For your son.
He's trying to.
No. That's why they don't condone.
No, we're all being real. No, I wouldn't condone it. But it would just be like, but it was just being real. It would sting a little bit more. It would sting a little bit more on my daughter. Because here's the thing. I want boys, but I just really feel like I'm gonna get all girls for some reason. And
why you feel like that, bro?
I really don't know. But see, the thing is, you have to sow seeds of you have to sow good seeds now, because what happens is it's going to come back. And just being real and transparent. I've done a lot of bad things. Some things that I'm not proud of, and I don't want that to be done to my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Because then now I gotta put a Glock out right there.
So he's standing at the door like, I wish that dude don't do this.
And so, but for my daughter gonna be put on game.
Yeah, I was thinking,
like she gonna be straight gutter. Straight gutter.
I don't know about that. Let me say something. Lorraine got anything to do with it?
But you can teach them the game too, and they still fall down.
Because you can know the game is still getting
ran on you. That's true. Yeah, ran on me too, bro.
Anyways, we covered that. Thank you for that piece.